Hello friends and welcome. I am Lisa and this is my channel Cross by Floss, where I chat about my love of cross stitch as well as life blabbings. So welcome to my first video of 2022. However, I did do 2 whip parade videos in 2022 if you have not watched those, but they're my whip parades and not like a regular floss tube. So this is the regular first video of 2022, and I'm so thrilled to be here. Let's do life blabbings real quick. Well, actually first, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you found me, however you found me, whether it was because of the whip parades or somebody shouted me out, but my numbers have been coming up recently and I'm just so thrilled and thank you so much. I don't do this for numbers or anything like that, but it is nice to see that you know, with the likes and the subscribes, it means that there's some value that I'm adding to the community, and that makes me happy. So thank you. And if you're a returning viewer, you know, or subscriber, you know how much I appreciate you coming back, especially since there is so much Flosstube to watch. There's a lot of content right now and a lot of new people coming in, which is fantastic. It's a great enabling community. So let's do life blabbings super quick. So for those of you who did not watch my whip parade, I'll do like a quick little recap of what has happened since 2022 happened. I caught COVID. My youngest son got COVID. My daughter and her fiance potentially had COVID. He went to go and get his test, but by the time that, you know, he had gone in, and then the slowness of the tests there's such a backlog in Washington State right now. His also came back negative. So that, I mean, that's great, but we all have the symptoms of it, and we're all vaccinated. Several are boosted. I'm not boosted yet. Neither is my second son or my last son. But, you know, regardless, I'm thankful that I did get vaccinated, because with the symptoms and the COVID that I got, I believe that the vaccination has definitely helped, and that is one of the reasons why I did not end up in either urgent care or the emergency room, because, yeah, anyway, so that's, you know, in our small bubble, we have a small bubble, and I have said this before, honestly, I'm shocked that we haven't gotten COVID before this, but with all the new strains, yada yada, you know, our bubble is small. We are fairly careful, but the people who we are in contact with, we can't always say that they are always careful, or the people that they're with are always careful. So we do our best in the bubble that we have, and yeah, so there's that. But poor Mr. G, he came home the first week, I think in January, and he wasn't able to come home because we had COVID. And so he came home, you know, just as the winter storms were happening, and all the snow, or just after the snow. And he managed to get up over the pass, and then had to stay in the truck for 2 days, and then stayed at a hotel for the other 2 days, so until he could get back out and the pass was open to go. So I felt really bad, because, you know, we already have limited time together, and it was really kind of that he wasn't home, but I couldn't take the chance, you know, that he would get sick as well. And he is also vaccinated, but because he goes to so many states and sees so many people, I just didn't want to take the chance for him or I and anyone around us. So yeah, there was that happened. What else? Oh, in January, we celebrated my oldest son's birthday. He is now 31. I don't know how that happened, because I feel like I'm still like 39. I'm not. Maybe 45. I don't know. I don't know what I can pull off at this point. Doesn't matter. And yeah, so that was, it scares me sometimes that I am the mother of children who are now in their 30s. I don't know how it happened. I mean, I do, but I don't. I'm in denial. What else has happened? Yeah, I mean, I guess I think that is all. But I did do some stitching. So in my whip parades, basically what I had done was all the whips that I am bringing into 2022 with me and whatever progress that had happened. And on New Year's Eve, I did hashtag NYE 12 by 12. And I showed my 12 projects in the whip parade as well and what I had gotten done on those. And I have a finish. I have a finish on one of those projects that I did. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'll get to show you that too. But how about we start off with whips? I'm going to start off with whips. And I apologize for the light. I still have not done anything with my window and the sun, which has not shone in Washington State for weeks, has made an appearance. So I apologize. Might be a little, you might see some shadows. You might see some weird stuff. Sorry. Okay, so the first whip I'm going to show you is a Mirabilia. And I do a Mirabilia Mondays, hashtag Mira Monday Stitching on Instagram. And that is every Monday I pull out a Mirabilia whip that I already have going. And I put some stitches in her on Monday. And if you have Mirabilias that you would like to work on during Mondays and join that hashtag, I would love to have you. There are some wonderful creators who are joining me on Mondays, and it is so exciting to see the progress. So, but the one that I did last Monday was Ella the Frog Princess, and this is a chart that I am doing for my granddaughter, who also has the name Ella. And so that was exciting, and I got a lot done. I don't know how I got a lot done, but I did. I mean, I got a lot done on the Monday, but then I continued working on her during the week. So I am working real fully in her dress here. So there is, I've gotten a lot of the yellows. There's several colors of yellow or creams in her dress, and I've gotten a lot done. I'm thrilled with the progress. And she also, because she's on the Q-Snap, she's going to stay on the Q-Snap. And I am going to work on her this coming Monday as well. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, it's Sunday. Sunday the 16th, is it? 16th? Yeah. I just finished watching a football game, Eagles against the Buccaneers. It was a bit of a rough game, but it's okay. It's okay. And I did some stitching while I was watching that, so you'll see that in a little bit too. Okay, let me put that down there. Okay, the next whip that I pulled out this week and worked on a little bit was Marie Agenon 1888. And this is a chart that I purchased from Roland Designs. And that's the website there. And this is just on a piece of, I want to say it's 18, it might be 18 count or 20 count. I don't remember what it was. Oh, and I have a thread going. Just a second here. Again, if you're new to my channel, preparation is not my thing. I try. Okay, pull the thread all the way out. It's going to be helpful. Okay. So this is what I've gotten done. Let's see. Put that on a board here. There we go. So I have been working in the border on both sides. And this is normally my car pickup. When I go pick up my granddaughter from school, this is normally my car pickup piece, but I hadn't been working on it for a while. And when I pulled it out for my whip parade, I was like, I really would like to get some more stitches in on that. So, and it's very repetitive on both sides. They're not even, but like as in the borders are, this border is different than this border. but the repetition of each side is the same, so it's a fairly mindless stitch, pretty easy. Anyways, this is done on a piece of either 18 or 20 count tea coffee dyed by me piece of fabric, and I am using Sulky Threads number 1147. Really beautiful red. Love it. So that got some stitches in one night just because I was like, I would like to do something on that. So that's that one. The next piece I pulled out is one of my NYE 12 by 12 pieces that I started New Year's Eve. And it is Teresa Kogut's 'Tis the Season. That pattern there, super cute. Now I got super confused because this says the stitch count is 102 by 85. I get 98 by 80 or 97 by 80, something like that. I've counted it so many times and I get the same thing. So I went on to look for a chart correction to see if there was anything, and there wasn't for that pattern. So I'm going with what it is. I've counted and counted and counted again, and everything looks right in the pattern. So and that is what I've gotten done so far. So I've put in a star, and I'm almost done with the border, the in and outside border, and then inside the border there's more border. So I will be working on that, and this is a nice easy stitch too, and I am doing this on a piece of, let me see here, I am doing this on a piece of 16 count Aida called Beautiful Beige, a piece of fabric that I purchased from my local needlework store, which is Thread Needle Street. And I have a funny story. Well, this cute story. So, you know, my children are always like, what do you want for Christmas, Mom? And because, you know, Mom's a little hard to buy for, and the things that she would like are more expensive now, right? And it's great when you have adult children who are working because, and I've told them all, you know, all go in together to buy me one gift. I am great with that. You guys split, you know, the cost, because then, you know, none of them are buying something that, you know, may or may not get used because they think that, oh, you kind of want that. And Mom is not normally a gift card kind of person. But my youngest son was like, you know, I really want to buy you something for all the things that you do for me. And, you know, so what kinds of things? And I also try to find things that are not super expensive for my children. Like I'm not going to ask for, you know, a Louis Vuitton bag or anything like that, right? So I said to them, like, there was wind chime that I really wanted, and there was a couple other things, and I said to my son, well, you know, I have a local needlework store down in Issaquah that I love to go to, and you can get me a gift card there, like, you know, gift certificate there would be absolutely wonderful. And so he did. So I get to go shopping at my favorite place and not pay for a thing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Mr. G's been paying for all of my cross stitch stuff recently, so, but it's just the thought. I mean, so sweet. He's so sweet. He's a nice boy. Very nice boy. All my babies are wonderful. Okay, the next piece that I pulled out was, again, a New Year's Eve 12 by 12 piece that I started New Year's Eve, and it's from the Scarlett house called Autumn Alphabet. And I am working on a piece of 20 count, and that's my progress. Okay, let's put it on a and that is my progress. I've gotten so much done. I just was whipping it out one night, and I just, you know, was sitting there watching This Is Us. You guys, I have been binge watching This Is Us, bawling through every episode. And a lot of things you have to pay attention to, but I still rocked out the stitching. I probably watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and just kind of knocked out the alphabet and part of the border. So that was fun. Got to get that in. So kind of excited. And this fabric is really nice to work on, and I'm actually doing it 2/1. I'm in DMC called Threads, the DMC version of, because I think I went through this before. I think she was using Gentle Arts or Classic Colorworks, or you could do the DMC. I'm doing the DMC. So that almost, I mean, goodness sakes, keep rocking it like that. I might actually get a finish. Here's my finish. I have a finish, which means a giveaway. All right, so this also was something that I started on New Year's Eve, and it is called the July Mini Sampler From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. And I got that done. Bam, look at that. Yeah, I was so proud of myself. It took me about a week, I guess, maybe a little less than a week, and I just was rocking it. Let's see here. I just was rocking it out. So I did it in the called for DMC, and really easy. I mean, there was 4 colors, and super fast stitch. So it's now ready for a little frame. Pretty impressed by that. This is on a piece of, I actually want to say this is a 14 count Ada and coffee tea dyed piece by me. Super nice, and was it? Yeah, I think so. Super soft, awesome. But that means that because I finished it, I have a giveaway. So if you are interested in getting this pattern, and look at me, you're gonna get it well before July, and you can actually stitch it well before July, just like me, to get a finish. And like I said, I did this in a week. I never stitch anything in a week, you guys. So pretty excited about that. Anyways, if you are interested in that, in this pattern and or chart, all you're getting is the pattern. Say July. And, you know, normal rules of giveaways. Please be 18. Please don't say giveaway. Can we send to the UK now? I mean, I'm going to open it up to everybody. So, yeah. I'll figure it out. It's just going to go in a little envelope. Yeah, please be 18. Don't say giveaway. And I would love it if you were a subscriber. But yeah, so if you're interested, please say July. And then in my next regular video, I will do a drawing for, okay, I am so sorry. That is, okay. I'm gonna move it a little bit. You're gonna see a bit more of my mess in the back because, you know, Christmas happened and yeah, work. Okay, what next? How about we do my purchases? Yeah. So I know I explained that I am in a couple of the month clubs, but I am canceling those. I did not get on it quick enough for July. And so a couple of things still came, and some of them are still from like December. So the first one is, and this is a club that I am going to continue staying in, which is Brandy's Bestitch Me Fabrics. And this is the piece for December. Where did I put my, this is the piece for December, and it's called Lunar. And it is a really beautiful neutral bluey gray color. Really, really pretty. I actually see a mermaid on this. It's gorgeous. And I mean, really, that sun is just incredible today. Really, we haven't seen it for like days. And then all of a sudden. Sorry. So anyways, I am staying in Brandy's fabric club. I canceled. I already talked to her. I canceled the floss club, but I upped my club to a 20 count. Currently I've been getting the 18 count. I love working on her 20 counts, and that's what I want to do a lot of my samplers on. And so that's, guys, I have hair, and Odin's not even in here. I think it's just me. I'm shedding. And then this was her floss of the month for December. Look at those absolutely scrumptious colors. They are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I mean, in a way, I'm a little sad to have canceled the Floss of the Month Club. However, I have so many of her flosses that I have not used yet, and they're all sitting in that box up there, waiting for me to figure out my life. And so until I can start whittling down some of the flosses that I have, specialty flosses, I just need to. And I know that I explained this also, that what I would have spent every month on my of the month clubs, which was 90, I think I added it up and I included the shipping, was like $97 or something like that every month that I spend in my of the month clubs. And so that money is going towards a charity that I identify in the beginning of every quarter, and I link that in my description below. So even though I am keeping the fabric one, I'm still going to put the money that the $97 that I already identified that I spent every month last year, which actually, if you think about it, that's a lot. You know, because if you think about it by 12, that's like over $1,000 a year. I got beautiful stuff. I am not in any kind of regret at all. But now that just means that that money is going towards a charity, and the charity that I identify, oh my goodness, I forgot their name again. It's a STEM program for girls, which is very important to me because my granddaughter, who has autism or is on the spectrum, STEM has been just a game changer for her. And having more women in science, technology, math, you know, area is just so important to me also as a woman. And girls can do great things. All right, the other month of the club that came from my last video was my Garon Toten bag. Again, kind of sad. Actually secret. I still have not actually told Ronnie that I'm not doing it. I'm gonna get this next invoice and then I'm canceling. Or maybe I'll cancel before my next invoice, but I'm gonna tell him I would like that bag. I love his bags. But he does sales on their Facebook, on their website. And so I can still buy bags for that. But this is the bag that came. And I think that this is December's. It might have been January's. It might be January. Beautiful glittery snowflakes, and then that's the inside. Oh my goodness sakes, that's the inside fabric. Beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So those were two of the months that came that I had. And then I purchased this cross stitch, Just Cross Stitch magazine. There are, let's see if I can find it super quick. There are a couple of patterns in here that are just absolutely stunning. I don't buy this. I used to have the membership, or subscription. That's it. I used to have the subscription monthly for this, but there were just so many things in here that I was never stitching. And you know, my thought process is if you have 1 to 2 patterns out of a magazine that you are going to stitch, it's worth the price of the magazine to me, because you're going to spend anywhere between $5 to, you know, $15 for a pattern, depending. And goodness sakes, but there was for sure one in here that I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is the reason why I'm buying this magazine. Who can find it? Let's see, maybe it's in the back. Oh goodness, this little, okay, Coffee is My Valentine. Oh yeah, here we go. We're getting closer to the, I mean, 40, I'm getting there. Okay, this Love You to the Moon and Back, this little gnome girl. Okay, adorable. Super duper cute, super cute. And this is by a designer I have not heard of, I don't think. Jenny Barton of JB Cross Stitch. Maybe she's a new designer. And then the other one that I absolutely thought was beautiful was this Lovebirds and Lace. Now, I don't know that I will do this one, but I really do like this. It's very pretty. It's very feminine, very feminine. And that is by a designer called Carol Thornton of Carol Thornton Designs. But the one that Coffee is My, oh my goodness. Oh, I passed it, sorry. Wow, this is taking a while. Coffee is My Valentine. I like that. I'm going to see if I can't stitch that up and put that in my tier tray in my kitchen. You know, when I get somebody to finish it, probably next year. And that's by a designer called Dawn Frisky of The Mindful Needle. So there were at least 2 to 3 patterns in here that I would like to stitch. And so I was like, well, for the price of the magazine, which was $6.99, I was like, that's actually worth it. So those were my purchases. Yes, my purchases. What I also did was, so WIPCOs happened for 2022, and I talked about that in my December video on WIPCO and what I was going to do. My WIPCO board is very generic, so I put on there things like Mirabilia whip, or Nora Corbett whip, or a Blackbird design, or Halloween ornament, or a Christmas ornament, that and those ones will come out of one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines, the special magazines for either Halloween or for Christmas. And one of the numbers that was chosen was number 2, which happened to be a Halloween ornament. And so I went through this 2021 Special Collector's Edition Halloween and decided which one that I wanted to stitch. And it is this Oops, this one here. I love that the witch is in the cauldron, and oops, I just thought that it was cute. And so then I was like, well, what fabric do I want to do it on? Now they did it on a piece of, and it's by Franny Ritter of Franny Ritter Designs. And they did this one on a 14 count piece of Mediterranean Sea Aida from Witchelt. I didn't have that. And I wanted it to be smaller also. So I took a piece of 18 count Aida that I had, white Aida that I had purchased from Hobby Lobby a long time ago. And I dyed it myself. And oh man, that light. I dyed it in some Rit dye. Of course, I did not iron it because why would I have done that? But I used a couple of different colors, scrunched it all up, did the things, and then let it dry. And I am dry. And I am so happy with how this turned out. It is kind of a blue-gray with some awesome, really light blue modeling in it. I really like it. And so I am going to stitch that piece on here. I still have half a month. And the deal with this Whip Go, or for the Christmas and the Halloween ornaments, is there a start and a finish for the month that it's called in. And so by the end of the year, I will have a couple of Halloween ornaments and a couple of Christmas ornaments that will be done. So that's pretty cool. And then I want to show you guys a couple of things that I absolutely love. And I know I've talked about them, some of them I've talked about before, but one are scissors. Oh man, I have a love of scissors. And this is being my pair of scissors that I've been using for a while, but I did a dum-dum move. Like really and truly, I did a dum-dum move. And as I was doing it, I was like, oh, Lise, what are you doing? So I purchased these scissors from Amazon. And if I can remember, I will put the link below, but for real, they are really beautiful scissors. Their handle has got a really nice weight, and they are sharp, 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 sharp. And I was watching, Nicola from Hands On Designs one day and saying how much she really liked the sharp scissors because you can get really close to your threads to trim them off when they're small, tiny, and pointed and sharp. And you know what? She's so right, because I use like kind of whatever I can find at the time that I am doing something. Sometimes I have scissors in every project bag that I am working on, but with 79 whips, there's no way I have 79 pairs of scissors. So, and I have some scissors that are better than others. And she's right. The sharper, the smaller, the more pointy your little scissors are, the closer you can cut your threads. Of course, be super careful, because if you go too close, you don't ask me how I know this, you can cut your fabric. Anywho, he is fixed. We're fine. Everybody's fine. Everything's fine. But I am able to trim my threads very close when I, end my threads. But what happened was I was running my thread under with my needle, and then I went back the other way and it got stuck and I couldn't get it out. So I took, yep, you know the story. I took my scissors because they were what I had closest at hand, and I stuck it on the needle to pull it out. So I've now dented. It actually created a dent in my scissors, and so there's a part on there now that if I use it, it doesn't cut as well. Yeah, that happened, because somebody was not so smart. So, word to the wise, don't be like Lisa. Don't use your good, thread scissors for silly things. Don't do that. The next thing that I want to show you is, and I love these. So this is now the second one I've purchased. It is a chart clip, and you can get this from Yarn Tree. And I buy mine off of Amazon. And I tell you what, this thing has been so great for me to hold my charts, because I work a lot in Q-snaps, and more specifically in my lap stand Q-snap, which I love. And I've talked about this type of frame frequently. I really, really like them. I've liked them so much that I bought another one in another size. It comes in 2 different sizes from the place that I bought it from. And then what's great about these is that you get 2 sizes to work on. So if you choose, you can work on this size, or you can work on the bigger size. And then it sits in your lap, which is lovely. But the great thing about this little doodad is it's a chart holder. And so you can open it up and it goes on your Q-snap. And then it swivels. So see that? And then it can swivel to how you want it. This little guy swivels as well, and it opens up to hold your paper, or your chart. It has been great because I stitch with this on my lap, and then I 2-hand stitch. And if I can see my chart up above me, it works so much easier than trying to put it, you know, beside me and then look down, and then I have to wear readers to be able to see that, to see my thing. It's great. It's all up together. So, and I'm sure that it fits on a roll frame and all kinds of stuff. I've only used mine on my Q-snap so far, but I love these. Not super expensive, like I want to say maybe $8. And it can go flat like this, right? And then I just put it in my project bag and good to go. Good to go. So that's another piece that I truly love. And then another one that I use quite frequently is this trolley needle. And I know that Christine from Stitch All the Things, she has shown this when she does Stitch With Me videos, and that's actually where I got it from. I also purchased this from Amazon, and I'm going to try to remember to link all of these below. But I put this one on my middle finger when I am working two-handed, and I can bring it up, put it down, you know, put my needle down, and then, do I do it two-handed? I stitch, so I have to think about that. Anyways, it's nice because if you're using threads, mine seem to twist sometimes, certain colors more than others, and or maybe it's me, I don't know. And this helps it lay nicely. So I'm going to start trying to use this with my Krynic, because I think my Krynic, one of my issues with Krynic is that it's twisting when I'm stitching with it, and so then it looks lumpy, for lack of a better word. I don't know. So that's another tool that I use quite frequently and really love. The next thing that I use, and we've had really whacked weather in the Pacific Northwest. Whew, it has been wacky weather. And, you know, we've had cold days and then warm days and then super cold days and warm days. And my hands and my feet have really suffered this year, just like they did last year with that. And so, you know, I was getting cracked fingers, and especially when I was working with certain flosses, they would catch in my dry hands, and it was not fun. And so I had done a call out last year about, you know, kind of what kind of lotion do you use when you're stitching? And somebody mentioned this, and I love it. I have one in my car. I have one in my bedroom. I have one beside my bed. I have one down in my craft room. I have several of these. Yes, they are a touch expensive. However, a little goes a long way. Now, disclaimer, because I don't want to be responsible for your stitching, but I use it before I stitch. I let it, you know, soak in and everything. I don't stitch immediately after I put the lotion on my hands, but I don't notice any oiliness or transfer or anything like that with my thread or on my floss. And then, of course, the smell is heavenly. There are different scents to this, but the one that I get is orange blossom honey. I love it. And the last time I looked, you got 2 of these little hand lotion bottles and a lip, like a chapstick in the same line. And that chapstick, you guys, the lip balm, it is the bomb. So I wish it came more, because I would have one everywhere in my house. But I have several of these, love them. So just an FYI. And then another thing I want to, this is so funny. So I drink a lot of I like warm water. I don't necessarily need to drink tea, but I just like warm water. Don't like my water cold. And I mean, room temperature is fine too, but I found at Costco, and of course I have to be careful because there's water in it, but I found this at Costco. It's called Chef Man. I've seen it on Amazon too, but it is a little electric kettle. And so I have it in my croffice. Because it comes on this little stand, you plug it in, and then when you put it on the stand, it lights up, and you can do different temperatures of water. And this is more like a tea one, like it's got a tea infuser for the center. I have not used it for that, but it will warm up your water to whatever tea you are making, because each tea needs to steep at a certain degree. And this thing is fantastic. And for, I think it was $30 or something like that. And normally I would have to, because my office is downstairs in my house, and I would have to leave my broom and it's cold down here. So my coffee or tea or warm water would not stay hot for very long. And so I was constantly running back up the stairs to warm up my whatever beverage in my microwave, and then come back downstairs, and half the time I would forget about it. And by the time I remembered, it was cold again. Refresh with this thing. It's fantastic. So I do know, I've seen it on Amazon. Okay, how about we chit chat? I'm just gonna shout out a couple of creators that I have. You guys, the whip parades that have been happening are fantastic. And I just want to shout out a few people that I have watched that have done whip parades that I just loved. So the first one is Denise from Black Ribbon Studios. I'm going to link them below. Denise's whip parade. I loved watching Denise anyways, because she loves cross stitch. She's just so joyful. She's just so happy. And I have really enjoyed watching her whip parade. She had some really lovely whips, and that it was fun. LadyRobynS is another one, and she is a fellow stitcher from the Pacific Northwest. And I always enjoy when Robin uploads videos, but she also did her whip parade, and I love seeing her progress and which whips she's got going on, because her and I have very, very similar tastes in our stitching. And I'm like, I got that. And actually, she's the person who influenced me from the autumn alphabet from the Scarlett house. Is that right? Yes. So if you're looking for whip parades, go there too. I highly recommend. The other one was Mary Ashcraft. Loved her whip parade. I actually watched it twice. So I enjoyed that one. The other one was Sarah, who is Memphis Sarah E. She also, I mean, her love of her projects and her stitching is just, it just shines through the screen. And I love watching her. I do. She's just so happy and just so, and she irons her projects. I don't. And then Leslie Hurley, who is Fat Cat Flossing. She had done a whip parade. Oh man, I love Leslie's stitching. It's beautiful. Sorry for Odin. Apparently there's a leaf that's blowing across the street. I don't know. Or the sun, maybe the sun is bugging him. Who knows? So yeah, that's there. Those are just a few of the ones that I have watched. There's more, but those are the ones off the top of my head that really made an impression when I was watching their whip parades, and just really, really enjoyed watching. And then last but not least, I would like to do a spotlight on a stitcher. So spotlight on a stitcher is when I find a floss tuber who is new to me, and I have not, they're either a new floss tuber or maybe somebody that has been doing it for a while, but they've never come across my feed. And again, I have very limited time to watch, you know, it's either football or This Is Us, or I'm binge watching something. You guys, The Cleaner, there's so many things. There's so many things to watch. And, you know, so I try to squeeze in Flosstube as I'm stitching, or, you know, I have an appointment somewhere or something is happening and I can catch, you know, 10, 15 minutes of something at a time. But this stitcher came across my feed like a week ago, I want to say. So I've been watching her channel. Her name is Gracie Robles, maybe. I probably butchered that, and I'm so sorry, Gracie. But her channel is Gracie Robles Cross Therapy. Cross Therapy, yes. And she calls it that because cross stitching is her therapy. And she's got a lot going on in her life. She's got 3 sons, one who has autism and lives at home, and so she, you know, cross stitches for, you know, as many of us do, for sanity, right? Just to take that time to relax in life. And she used to be a teacher. She retired last summer. And I don't know that Gracie ever said what kind of teacher she was. I'm not sure. But she lives in Texas. She has 6 videos. And I've only been able to watch 3 of them, but she uploaded a 6th one like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I really would like to see that because it is her Whipgo 2022. It's how she's doing Whipgo. So I really want to see that because I have so enjoyed watching the first 3 videos. She shows quite a few prior stitches that she has done, and then her current whips, and her stuff is beautiful. So if you are looking for a new floss tuber to watch, go watch Gracie Robles Cross Therapy, and I will link her down below in my spotlight on a Stitcher little blurb. So yeah. All right, what is up next? I guess I have 2 Whipgo charts that I need to get going on. One this Halloween, the other one that got called was my Anne Boleyn. And I really would like to go through Anne Boleyn, and it really, when I pulled her out for my whip parade, I looked at her. I think I'm fine with the whatever count I have it on. I don't remember, but I was doing it 2/2. No, 2/1. And I think I'm actually okay with it. So I'm probably will continue on that. I don't know. I'm going to pull it out and see. I have a crop to go to at the end of the month, and that's actually where I'm going to do a lot of the stitching in that piece, is those 3 days that I am gone on that retreat. It's a group of ladies that I get together with every year. We started off as scrapbookers together. I used to sell creative memories back in the day, and I had a really lovely group of ladies that we would get together every Sunday at my house and crop, and it was just so much fun. And when I stopped doing that, we transferred over to another creative memories consultant who did these retreats a couple of times a year, and it's gone down to once a year. And then of course when COVID hit, we didn't do it 1 year, and then the next year it was very small, and it's again very small again this year. But yeah, it's in a great big house and we all have our own tables, which is 6 feet, and it's lovely, and just so much fun. Everybody else crops and I cross stitch, or you know, sometimes I've done cards or whatever craft I end up bringing. I haven't done scrapbooking for years. I'm not organized enough. So I think looking around me, I'm pretty sure that that's all I have. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. I am going to watch the Steelers and Kansas City game tonight. Unfortunately, I mean, I love both teams, and I'm really sorry that they're playing each other, but my boy, Patrick Mahomes, I gotta root for Kansas City. Hope I don't lose anybody. I do like the Steelers. Big Ben, I love him. I do. And I hope tonight is a really good close game. I mean, yeah. So I'm going to upload this and do all the things, and all right. I hope you all have a really wonderful week. I'm hoping to be back next week with a Stitch With Me video. We'll see, fingers crossed. It just depends on if Mr. G is home. His schedule is a little all over the place right now, so I'm not sure when he's coming home. And so my life kind of revolves around when that happens, so because we'd like to spend some time together. Plus I have to go to Acorns and Threads and pick up my kit for the end of the month. I ended up going to a crop instead of the stitching event that is happening. I think it's in January. I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I'm now rambling, so I am going to let you go. Have a really wonderful week. Stay positive, stay happy stitching, stay healthy, do all the things, and I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, bye-bye.